What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades, ending the day up $137.83. Guys, today was a wacky day. I mean, it really was. A lot of crazy, unexpected things happened in the market today. First and foremost, take a look at this. QQQs making all-time highs. Look at this. I mean, this is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Tech sector's just really cranking it up right now. And of course, it's that's helping to boost some of these other stocks out here. The crazy thing is, though, and even though the SPY is starting to look up, and here's this trend line that that we drew way back here, and you can see it's kind of butting up right against it, but it looks like it's breaking through. It's kind of crazy because while the SPY is pushing and while QQQs are making all-time highs, we got a lot of stocks here that are kind of bleeding out. Look at BYND. Look at Boeing. It's kind of bleeding out. All the airlines, pretty much, the cruise lines, RCL, NCLH, they've all kind of bottomed out today. Even FedEx had a rough day today. And I was able to capitalize on it as a short bias trader. But it's very interesting to see a lot of these stocks having the kind of trouble that they are, and yet SPY and QQQs are making all-time high. The financial sector is still a little bit down, which is probably why the airlines and the cruise lines are down, and some of these other ones, but all unexpected. Another move here is with WKHS. Now WKHS, and let me pull out my studies here today because I did trade WKHS and had a really difficult time with it. At first I was actually doing well with it. You can see right here, got in, went short right here, and took profits down here, took profits here, then went short again here at the break and took profits down here. It came up and I thought, we might get a rollover here, but I got it. I went short and then I had to get out. But then it rejected the EMAs. It came back down through VWAP, so I went short again here, loaded back into my position, but then as it cracked out of VWAP, I had to take profits and get out. Came all the way up here. This I caught this for a really nice pullback right here at these levels. I saw it lining up, and I just thought, hey, we should see a move back, just at least a little pullback, and we did. So that was a nice trade. Got in on a very slight pullback here for a little nice trade right there. It came up here and looked like it was topping out. Looked like it was actually topping out against some of these levels back here, and it looked like we would have a chance to actually go down. But guys, you can see, and I went ahead and went short here, but because it had cracked through the 9 EMA, as it came up to retest it, I went short thinking that we were going to finally get the solid move down. I mean, you got to think about it, guys. This morning, WKHS had lost a major chunk of its value. We ended yesterday kind of almost like a gravestone doji here, as you can see, and then this morning came and went all the way down to these levels here. We were all the way down at $13.65. So it had dropped from $20 all the way down to $13.65. And what's crazy is the recovery that this had today. And so that's kind of one of the other crazy things, just a massive recovery. And I almost got in on it here as I saw it double topping with its all-time highs, but it did break through it and it looked pretty strong for a while. But we're obviously getting a pretty massive pullback here, but doesn't mean that it's not going to go higher. As a matter of fact, I had checked it out on FinViz, and I can almost assure you that a lot of this is a short squeeze. Why? Well, number one, if you look here on FinViz, you can see that we're dealing with an 18.1% short float interest. I mean, it's not huge, but it's not small. And there was a news report out on it today where came out roughly around 12:30 in the afternoon here, where there was an analyst that nearly doubled the price target, and so I think it was pretty easy to cause a short squeeze. That really might be all that it was, and it may just end up turning over and coming down tomorrow. But I was kind of hesitant on trading on this stock anyway today. At one point, I actually was in the green, maybe maybe close to $30-$40 even, and I thought to myself, I've avoided this stock every single day, and the reason I avoided it is because even though yes, it's had the daily looks good, a lot of these days have been very choppy, just full of just choppiness, back and forth, and I could not get a good enough read on it. But today I actually purchased some shares for shorting. I think it was only like $7. Let's see, locates, yeah, $7.70. So it didn't cost much, but I was actually up, like I said, maybe, I don't know, 20 some, 30 some, maybe even 40 some dollars at one point. And I thought to myself, I ought to stop. Like, this is not my cup of tea. This is not a stock that I would typically trade. I've made money on it. I probably ought to just leave it alone for the rest of the day. Let me just leave it alone and move on to some other stocks. But admittedly, I was watching the technical indicators very carefully, and it just looked like, I just didn't foresee this happening. I did not foresee this happening. But then again, probably nobody did. Nonetheless, this happened, short squeeze, and I ended up down, about $12 on that stock today. So not so bad. Obviously after fees, commissions, and short, finding the shares for short, getting the locates, what have you, I'm probably down maybe $30. So, realistically, guys, I genuinely probably should have just stayed away from it after I was in the profit on it. Nonetheless, we did take several other really good trades today. UAL was actually a trade that could have worked out very, very beautifully. I actually started getting in this trade in pre-market. For those of you who were in the live stream this morning, when the live stream started, you saw me in this trade. I took about 50 shares here, and I took about 50 shares here. I waited for a really good, solid move up from 36.22 all the way to 36.82, and then I waited for even more of a move up all the way up to 37.56. And we had, at that point, I think I added in about another 100 shares, so we had 200 shares at, I forget the average, but as you can see, as it came down, it was really staggering here. It was getting close to the opening bell, and I did not want to get caught in anything during that opening bell time. So I pretty much just got out break even. You can see here, I ended down $2.77, but I saw it get this massive buy up here, and I took just a little tiny scalp here. So actually, now that I think about it, I was down about $15 or something like that. So when I saw this come all the way up here, I was actually looking at it, comparing it with levels on, it was on the daily chart and this 100-day moving average here. And so I took a stab at it, but I got nervous and I went ahead and got out, and it got me a little closer back to break even on the day with it. But after that, my attention ended up getting on FedEx and RCL and some of these other stocks, WKHS. And so I wish I had seen this, because this, oh, what a beautiful move. What a beautiful move all the way down today. And that could have resulted in a really good move. If I had been back in here when I saw another double top failure rejection right there, I probably would have taken a stab at it. I really only would have been risking, on 100 shares, I would have only been risking about $30. And so this would have been a beautiful move, just a beautiful move all the way back down. I could have pieced out nicely and really could have made well over $100 on UAL today. Moving over to FedEx, this is actually the trade that I am most proud of, and it's not just because of this amount here. Yes, we made $160 on FedEx today. It's nice. It could have been nicer had I not been chopped out of it here in the beginning, and had I been a little bit more confident in taking larger share size. But admittedly, oh my goodness, hold on a second, guys. We are getting a huge sell-off here, of course. This is basically very similar to what happened yesterday. Man, massive sell-off, although not every one of them. So XLF, QQQs are definitely getting a sell-off. SPY's getting a big sell-off here, and I wonder if that's affecting any of these other stocks. Facebook, absolutely. Apple, of course. NVAX, RCL, not really messing with any of these other ones here, but maybe ZM a little bit, although ZM is seldom affected by the greater markets. It kind of has a mind of its own. Tell you what, guys, I am very, 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 very close to taking another live trade, but SPY's sitting on VWAP right now. I don't know. I think I'll leave it alone. I'm fine with what we've made today. But getting back here to FDX, FedEx here. So, guys, it's my favorite trade of the day. Again, not just because I made the most on it. You guys have seen me make several recap videos where I tell you one of the trades that I'm most proud of could even be trades that ended in the red, because it's not necessarily about making money or how much you make or how much you lose. Well, I guess obviously if you end up losing a ton, that is in no way a good thing, and it's probably because you didn't manage the trade well. But it's really just to put it like this, it's not always about how much you made. It's about how well you manage the trade. So I could even be down I could even be down $50 on Facebook, and I could say to you, well, I'm very proud of this trade, and here's why. Because maybe had I not traded it well, I could have ended up being down $300 on Facebook. So, knowing that, if you put it in perspective, if you're down $50 on a stock and you're looking back and saying, man, I could have been down $500 on this stock, for example, well, you saved yourself $450. That is something to be proud of. And that is a very that's a different way that we have to learn how to look at trading. Okay, again, like I said, it's not always how much you made, but I am most proud of FedEx because of just how I traded it. You know, I went short here and I did make a little bit of profit on it. It was very whippy. You can see that I stayed out of it for a while, but after seeing these two huge rejection candles here on the 5-minute, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to go short because this, we could lose it today on FedEx. And even when it came up here, there was another huge doji here and it was, you know, it was a bearish candle. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm going to go in again because I have really high hopes for this. Well, as it started coming up to here, I just decided, you know what, I better unload some of my shares. And then I unloaded some more. But I saw that it was kind of having this rollover moment here. So I went short again. I was very patient with it, guys. And as it came down and broke VWAP and started breaking these lows, you can see I sized back in again. And I took profit down here as it got to the 20 EMA. And then I took profit back up here. Well, once I saw it reject the 9 EMA and started to roll over again, I got in again. And I said, you know, I'll get out if it comes out or if it breaks back through VWAP, I think. I gave it plenty of time to work out. Or plenty of space to work out, I should say. But when I saw it failing, I went short again, came down. I took some shares off here. I noticed that it was getting rejection off the 20, and I went short again. I continued to average into my position. Again, my only regret is not ultimately taking bigger share size up here. But because of how choppy it was, and I had no clue what FedEx was going to end up doing, and let's face it, the markets as a whole were somewhat strong this morning, so they were doing pretty well. But anyway, it continued, you know, like I said, it continued to roll over, and I just made, you know, a lot of really great trades here, taking profit, came even up here to test the 20 EMA, and I got in for a quick scalp, took out more profit there. So I wish I had been able to see, you know, kind of come back to it here and really see all this happening. I mean, I was kind of coming in and out of it, but maybe if I was just tracking with it a little more closely, I would have felt confident about getting back in here and then, you know, getting in on this move here, because this was a beautiful move all the way down to 156. I did not think it was going to get all the way down here. I was really just thinking it was going to get down to 158 today, but beautiful move on FedEx, and we did pretty well on that one. I'm pretty proud of it. NVAX, I took a couple quick scalping trades on it. You can see here, this was for a pullback, and it was very strong, so I went ahead and got out here, came all the way back up, and you know, I regret not letting this work out more, but the reason I didn't is because of how strong it stayed on this pullback, and NVAX was just looking strong, guys. But I marked this out as a level to get back in because I knew that it was going to be butting up against some of these levels back here. As you can see, it was, and I was actually planning on adding up to here, but as it started to reject, I got to thinking about this trade back here, and I thought, you know what, I better go ahead and come out. I hate it because I did not trade it the way that I should have, because my original stop to get out, or my original take profit, was more down here in this area, and we could have done much better on NVAX. That could have actually ended up being a $30-some trade, and we would have definitely covered a lot more commissions on that move for the day. So Apple was another quick in and out type of trade. You can see here, I saw it, you know, it was demonstrating weakness. I got in here and I got out here. Just a quick $12 move on Apple, and I'm glad I did get out because it looked like it was starting to turn around, and it did, and it went all the way back up here. So nice little 12 bucks on Apple. Like I said, DNB was another move. It was a recent IPO, actually just IPO today, and you know, one of the guys in the chat had called it, and I just went in with 50 shares right here. We got a really nice move up to here. I should have taken profit, guys. It came all the way back almost to my break even and got me out. It came back here. You can see it came all the way back here, but did not stop me out. I literally had it at break even at that point. So once it started getting bought up all the way here, then I moved my stop just a little higher, as you can see, and that's where it stopped me out. I just hate that, you know, it was so whippy. I had really good expectations for this stock today, and I really thought that we could break through that $26 level, and could have had a much nicer move on that one today as well. Let's see, I will go over what's another trade that I'm proud of today. Facebook, I'm proud of it, you know, just in the sense that I took a lot of stabs at it, and I tried to let it work out. You can see here, there was one point where I took this trade, and it came and it broke through, and I actually could have gotten out for a nice little profit there. But it came back against me. My mistake was adding. I shouldn't have done that. But it came up, and then when it came back, I went ahead and just got out. And then it ended up resolving, of course. But I didn't know if this was going to be one of those days where it was just strong and it just continued to follow that 9 EMA. I got in here for a little short scalp, and then I got in here and ended up getting out. So honestly, I'm not proud of Facebook because I just wasn't patient with it. I just wasn't patient with it. But nonetheless, RCL was a trade that very, very easy trade, but it's another one of those moves, kind of like UAL. I wish I had just given it more time to work out because as you can see here, I got in real quickly, got out. It was a very easy, stress-free trade, and I made 20 bucks on it. But boy, I missed a lot of that move. I missed a whole lot of that move today. So anyway, but overall, guys, look, decent day. I can't complain. For me, it's like I was reminding the guys in the chat today. For me, it's just about building confidence, continuing to build confidence, and continuing to tack on green day after green day. As long as I can keep doing that, I think I'll be fine. And so anyway, guys, tomorrow's our last trading day. Thursday is our last trading day because Friday we are going to be celebrating the 4th of July. Or, well, it's 4th of, I think we're celebrating 4th of July on Saturday, but we're off on Friday because of 4th of July weekend, Independence Day weekend. And so anyway, looking forward to seeing what the market hands us tomorrow. Now, it's probably going to be a slower day, I imagine, and there's probably not going to be much volatility or momentum in the markets after 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's usually how it goes the day before a holiday. But anyway, nonetheless, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and consider joining us in the live stream. We stream live right here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. And to the regulars, looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.